So I was having dinner last night while I was spending in Greece, and it was getting close to late in the evening, and some guests rolled up. One of the guys kind of comes up and he's in a wheelchair, and somebody asked him, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" And he goes, "Well, I don't work, but I'm an athlete." And so my ears immediately perk up because this is quite interesting to me. And so we kind of delved into what kind of things he was doing. And so the story goes that he was paraplegic, had a motorcycle accident about a decade ago or more, and had a spinal fusion as part of the surgery to treat that. And since that time, he said that one of the things he does is skydiving, which I thought was quite remarkable. And he's been on over 500 separate jumps out of plane. He said there was a learning curve and landing was a little bit challenging, as you might imagine. And one of the things he was saying that when you skydive, you actually use your arms and your legs to kind of control your descent. And obviously his legs were not particularly helpful for this. So he had to kind of adapt everything to his arms. He also plays competitive basketball, and he's on the German national bobsled team that as well for Paralympic type athletes, which I thought was quite amazing. You see people with all kinds of adversity, and many people succumb to that. Here's another example of someone who is using something which could be crushing to a lot of people and turning it into the best. But one thing he said was he's in chronic pain, and we were of course discussing diet, as I often do, as he was asking kind of what I do. And he mentioned to me that while he's in chronic pain pretty much every day of his life, what he has noticed is that when he eats sugar, grains, things like that, it's much worse. And that's something that I've seen repeatedly with the concept of, or within the context of carnivore diets. People often notice that when they remove those things, the grains, the sugars, processed, refined foods, their joint pain often feels significantly better, which I think we see over and over again. The interesting thing was that while I was in Greece, I ran into several people that actually kind of knew who I was and had gone carnivore or mostly carnivore and have noted significant improvement. So even in sort of unusual places in the world, places that I've never been before, there's people that are getting through this message, and this message is growing considerably. And just on that, I'd like to update you guys. As we announced, Revero opened its waiting list just a few days ago. We already have 1,000 people, or close to 1,000 people, I should say, signed up for this. So I'm super excited. We are going to literally change the world. And another thing, you guys, I put out a couple of videos the last couple of days saying, please help retweet this, or share this particular scientific study. It was on one by my friend Dr. David Unwin. And so that study is now the #1 most highly ranked journal article ever published in British Medical Journal of Nutrition. It is by far the most impactful study ever been done in that particular journal. The journal's been around for a long time. And so what does that mean? Well, that means that low carb, that message is getting out and it's impacting. And so more and more scientists are going to be empowered to do this, because the journal folks want impactful articles if they can see this happening. So by you guys sharing that, we are making a difference. And I'm optimistic, I'm hopeful, and irrespective of that, we're going to continue to fight, because the fight is worth it. And I hope you guys will continue to, just keep fighting. I think, like I said, why would you not? Like people say, it's better to, die standing than live crawling around on your knees, regardless. So we need to continue to fight. Thank you guys that have signed up for Revero. You go to Revero.com. I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested. This is right now for U.S. people only, unfortunately, but eventually, hopefully, we can expand that internationally. But again, our mission is to, bring true health care, not just, slap drugs on people and manage symptoms and, expect someone to be on these drugs the rest of their life. Get people off drugs, heal them, cure them, support them. That's the other thing. The other thing I find is the most challenging but most important part is, how do you get people to maintain a lifestyle? That's challenging. Something we're working on and we're having success with, and more success. Anyway, thank you guys. Thought I'd give you an update. My last day outside of the country, I'm in France, back in France. We had a rough, we flew from Athens to Rome. Of course, the plane was delayed. We missed our connection. We had to spend an extra 6 hours in the Rome airport. Finally getting into Brussels last night, Brussels, Belgium, about 1 o'clock in the morning. Of course, our luggage did not arrive, even though they assured us it was on the plane and was going to get there. Of course, they somehow messed that up. So we ended up getting in about 3:30 in the morning to a hotel in Brussels. We spent the night there and then drove to France this morning. We did manage to get our luggage the next day. So anyway, knock on wood, hopefully all my luggage makes it back with me back home to the U.S., which we'll be heading out to early tomorrow morning. We're going to get up at 3 a.m. to drive back up to Brussels, catch the flight out, and I will hopefully next be updating you guys soon, back from the U.S. and back to the grind, back to getting out. Vacation is always fun. It's great, but I definitely like being home and getting after it. You guys take care. We'll talk to you soon.